Hi guys. Hello. Hello. Who do we have in here? I have to get so close. Oh, hi, Nat. Hi, Julia. I have to get so close because I can't read that far away. Welcome. I'm just gonna let the little ticker at the top level out, and then I'll get you guys started. This is just like I called it freedom flow because I feel like I've just been in bed for like a couple days. So I wanted to just move. And I needed to sort of like put something in the books to get me out of bed and actually make me do it. I did watch like a great movie. I watched Molly's Game. It was pretty good. And I'm very invested in the reader right now. But yeah, anyway. I think we're getting there. Yeah. I think we're about get near your music device. And then I'll count you in. It'll be a 3, 2, 1, and then a play. Okay? Just let me pause it because I'm playing this playlist right now. Okay. Are we ready? Actually, we'll wait. Something just fell in my kitchen and it really scared me. Sorry. Okay, we'll give it one more moment so that I can calm down. It's like, what is that over there? Sorry. Okay, so are we ready? We'll go 3, 2, 1, and then play. I'm not going yet. Recap. 3, 2, 1, then play. Okay, we're going this time. 3, 2, 1, and then play. Okay. Let's start in a child's pose. I'm liking starting in a child's pose lately. So just set up near the back of your mat, any way that feels cozy. Prop yourself up with blankets or blocks or whatever you might have. You don't necessarily need anything for this class today. Just you and a mat and the will to move. So just take a couple moments and I'm going to just settle on that. And then take a couple really deep breaths. Beginning to connect to the breath in any way that feels natural for you. I connect to space. So as I inhale, I notice that I increase in space. I get larger. As I exhale, I get a little smaller. I like to think in energetics as well. So some days I'm focusing inhales as lightness, exhales as roots. Then some days I just notice sound, sensation. Some days I have a really hard time tuning into it at all. So just take a few moments. And if it's not working out, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It's breathing. Don't stress. Settle. Then when you're ready, just really slowly start to roll your way up to your heels. Take your knees together if they're apart. Start to lean forward. Tuck your toes under. Tuck even the baby toe under if you can. Try to keep the heels from rolling in or out. So really stack the heels on top of the toes. And really think about pressing the toes sort of into the floor, that bend in the toe. You want to almost exaggerate that. And then try to make sure you're not really dumping back into your spine there. You're pressing the tailbone down towards the space in between your feet. Your front rib cage is slightly pulling back toward the rib cage in the back. Chest is nice and broad. You're just here for another 4, 3, 2. And then you'll just slowly take your hands down just right in front of your knees. You'll untuck your toes, and then from there, I want you to press the weight into the hands as you slowly sort of just allow the toes to point. So this is quite high where I am. You can actually be down here, but just enough that you get some stretch to the top of the feet. And then come back down. And then use that same action, but see if you can just hop your feet up onto the floor. And then keep your forehead pulling in toward the shins. The belly should be quite tight up against the thighs. Grab onto the opposite elbows. Just sway a little side to side. I like to sway out the kinks and I really exhale a lot of tension at this first forward fold. And then you'll slowly start to sit the seat bones down toward the heels, come up onto the toes, sit, 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 sit. And then slowly start to walk forward into a crouching tabletop. So you'll stack your hands below your shoulders and then push your chest up away from the floor. Keep the knees almost like magnetized, like toward the floor, but also away. Do you know what I mean? Like really feel that action of them being sturdy right there. Pull the belly up toward the spine. Push the heels toward the back wall. Elongate to both sides of the neck, away from the shoulders, because otherwise it looks like this. This is hard. Or it looks like this. This is also kind of hard. Long. And then slowly push back to a downward facing dog. You feel free to widen your stance, pedal out your feet, rock your head from side to side, do whatever feels good there. And then come right up onto your tippy toes. Ripple forward into a plank, push the heels toward the back wall. So you can either maintain a nice long plank here, or you can take it down into a knee plank, it's your choice. I like knee planks with the shins up. I find that I get a truer push up out of it. So starting to take the elbows in toward the sides, chest comes forward, maybe chin comes to the floor, belly button down last. Extend the legs back. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and chest. Pull your belly back towards your spine. Exhale, come back down. Then do that again. Pull your elbows in, lift your chest. Exhale, come back down. It doesn't have to be big. And then bring it back up. Try not to lift the chin way up, just the chest. Then down. Okay, so from knees or toes, you'll start to bend the knees, pull the belly button off the floor, and then push down into your hands. Lift all the way back up. Tuck your toes, come back to a downward facing dog. Breathe for 3. It's 2. And then look forward between your thumbs, bend your knees. Step or hop to where you're looking at the top of your mat. Breathe in and lengthen your chest forward. Hands can be on shins or on the floor if they'll reach. Pull your forehead into your shins on the exhale. Really pulling in. You could even use the hands to assist the fold to help you increase the depth of your forward folding. With every sun salutation, you do so many. Make them work for you. Exhale your hands down your heart. Inhale, lift both arms up. And then as you exhale, fold forehead into shins. Remember it's active. Pull in. Inhale, drive your chest forward. As you exhale, really solid through the arms. The elbows don't bend, but the knees do to send you back to a plank. From your knees or from your toes, you start to lower chaturanga. The elbows might want to go out to the side. See where you can pull them in instead. And then flip to the top of your feet or lift. Upward facing dog is a push-up, so you push the chest up. And then exhale over toes, downward dog. Breathe for 1. You can always take child's poses if the wrists get sore. They will with the slow vinyasas, but they'll also get stronger if you don't overstress them. 2 more breaths. See where you can. Push down through all 10 of your fingertips and really see where you can take a spine that might be looking like this. It's quite round. To one that looks a little more like this. And then see where you can push your hands forward into the floor to help you elongate both sides of your body. Pull the armpits in. And then over time, the heels might come down, the knees might straighten. It's more about the arms and the torso. Look forward, bend your knees, step or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Breathe in to lift the chest, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, take your hands under your heart. Good, inhale, lift your arms up. And then as you exhale, fold over your legs. Eventually, the hands will come outside the feet as you fold. Your next inhale, flat back. The hands stay there, and eventually you jump it back to chaturanga from there. You inhale, lift the chest. Really push down, lift. And then exhale over toes for downward dog. Find where your thigh bones are in space. Can you find a way to push them toward the back wall? Belly pressing in toward the spine. Sort of make sure your rib basket isn't spilling forward toward the floor like this, but it's actually, so there's this slight little tiny rounding through the low back. And then inhale, look forward, bend your knees, hop when you're empty breath. Inhale, lift forward. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale, bring it down. And then just freestyle the last one all on your own. Breathe. 1, 2. If at any point your wrists need a break, you can walk back and work the hamstrings. Flip the upside down. Flip the hands upside down. 4. And then slowly make your way forward to the top of your mat. Breathe in, lift your chest forward. And then as you exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, slowly start to lift both your arms. And then as you exhale, take your hands down your heart. So you're going to stay at the top of your mat. I'm just going to move back so you can see me a little bit more. Take the hands out to the sides, thumbs up toward the ceiling. Loop the right elbow underneath of the left. Take the hands to the shoulders for now. Lift that right leg up. Stabilize the left knee, so make sure it's not all wobbly. Sit. And then really turn the right thigh bone over top of the left. It's okay for the right hip to lift and come forward a little bit. Pay attention to your standing foot. Look to the tip of your nose. Take one more deep breath in, and then see where you can bend the left knee a little more. 3 breaths. Try to lift the chest. 2. Good, and then you'll slowly start to unwind. Take the feet together. Lift both arms up. Grab your left wrist. Push the hips out toward the left and start to reach toward the right. Look under your left armpit or left upper arm, or look down to the floor. I mean, look where it feels good for the neck. But try not to lift your chin. You get in a bad habit of that. Slowly start to come back up and exhale, fold over your legs. As you inhale, chest and knees move forward. As you exhale, press the hands down, step or hop back to a plank. Take a vinyasa in a way that feels meaningful for you. It doesn't have to be super aggressive. Let it feel good. Just let it feel good. Lift your right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, take your right knee forward to your nose. Tap with your nose and then pull your chin forward. Exhale, take it back. Look back to the right knee. Pull the right knee to the nose. Tap the nose on the knee. Then look forward. And then push all the way back. Keep the thigh bone in toward the chest until you don't have to anymore. Pull the thigh bone in. Tap. Look forward. Step forward. Take the left knee down onto the floor, untap the left toes. Energize that right heel and left knee toward one another. Lift up through the hips. Slowly start to lift both arms. And then from there, you're going to start to take your thumbs behind your head, behind your neck really, but that's going to make your elbows want to do this. So pull your elbows in toward one another a little bit more, and then try to pull your shoulders away from your ears. Really energize between the two spaces, the right heel, left knee, and then start to lift your chest. Think about lifting from the back of your heart space. 3 more breaths. 2. Lift the arms. Take both hands to either side of the right foot. Just rock that out a little bit. 3. 2.
cool. So tuck your left toes under. Sit back towards your left heel. You can bend your right knee. You might just be sitting here. You might be fully hinging forward. I'm gonna move forward from here so you can see this outside the comments. You might come up onto the left toes a little bit more. Keep that right heel sliding back with you. Lower the left heel toward the floor. Grab the right foot. And then try to lift your chest toward the ceiling as you push the left foot down. Woo! Hold on to it, Ange. All right, so take the right foot down onto the floor. Come back up onto the left toes. We're all gonna take the right foot down and then take that right leg all the way up and back. Good, step the right foot forward between the hands again. Take the left heel down onto the floor. Left arm's gonna come up and then right for warrior two. Look forward to your right foot. Should only see about the right big toe there. And then I want you to really root down into the right heel to fire up the back of this right leg. Keep pulling that right sit bone back toward the left sit bone. Keep lifting through the left inner thigh. This is a super active pose. Take one more deep breath in. I've also noticed that I've tended to start leaning forward in my days now. Try to elongate both sides of the waist. One more breath. And then slowly start to take the bend out of the right knee. Push the hips toward the back of your mat and start to reach forward. With your right leg, take your left arm up. And then from there, I really want you to start to turn the left thigh bone out a little bit more. Allow the right side to curve a little bit more and get a big side bend on. Slowly start to come up to straight legs. As you exhale, reverse. And then slowly start to come back through warrior two. Take the right hand down. Left. Take the right foot back to meet the left. Then lower. Breathe and lift your chest. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe there for 5, or take a rest in a child's pose. Grab a drink. 4. Sigh a couple times. 3. It's 2. Okay, so if you're in downward dog, I want you to take the knees down. Start to walk your seat bones back towards your heels. Sit up onto your seat bones again. I'll move forward again so you can see this. You're just gonna take both arms up to the sides. Take that right hand behind the back toward the sacrum. Lift the left arm up and over. Pull the right elbow back in space. Try to keep that left sit bone really firmly grounded, and then breathe into your left side rib cage. And then you'll see I'm really kind of dumping into my low back here. I can feel my sacrum pressing into my hand. Can I pull it away from my hand a little more? And then slowly start to do that other side. So left hand comes back. Reach right arm up and over first. So find your side bend first. Settle with one action, and then start trying to take that left elbow back. And what I feel there is like a lot of firing through my left side obliques. 3 more breaths. Let's get the serratus anterior involved through the left side rib cage a little bit more so you can kind of feel that fire up. Slowly start to come back through center. Take both hands behind the back, interlace the hands, pull the thumbs away from the spine. Try not to do this. Do a little more of this. And then see where you can, again, lift the back of your heart space toward the ceiling. Otherwise it starts to look like this. And you want it to be long and open and spacious. Slowly start to come back down. Come down over top of the legs, put the forehead down onto the floor, let the shoulders roll forward to the ears. Take the hands just in front of your knees. So you want your thumbs to actually be lining up with the tops of your kneecaps. They sit right in front of them, like I'm almost squishing my thumbs under my kneecaps. And then from there, you're gonna inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, you're gonna lift your tail, and then slowly start to find like a cat pose. Put your head on the floor, keep your shoulders away from your ears, and then inhale, push back up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, cat round in. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, kind of like cow. Exhale, elbows pull in as you round and put your head to the floor. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sit back down. Cool. And so you should still be at the back of your mat. I'm in the middle because of the comments down there. Press down into the hands. See where you can, again, push, 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 and maybe get those feet on the floor. This time you're going to take your hands underneath of your feet if you can manage. If you can't manage, you probably just need to bend your knees a little bit more so that your arms get closer to the floor. Then release your head, look back between your shins, and then slowly start to lift the hips. Just like a manageable amount. In a way that feels like, oh, okay, yeah. This feels like it's lengthening my hamstrings in a good way. Not like in a way where you want to say this sucks, like the worst. And not in a way where you're not feeling anything. If you're a little hyper-flexy, keep a little bit of bend in the knees, feel the feet ground down. And if you're rounding in, can you think about more pulling forward with a back bend in the upper chest? So the chest is actually moving forward, but the chin is tucking in. And then slowly release. Walk your hands forward to the top of your mat to a downward dog. Look forward, bend your knees, step or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Breathe and lift your chest forward. Belly keeps pulling in towards spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. You can soften the backs of the knees. Lift your arms. Breathe in. Maybe we can touch a little squeeze. As you exhale, bring your hands down in front of your heart. I'm just going to step back again so you can see me stay at the top of your mat. Hands come up to the sides. And then so you'll see, oh my God, I'm starting with hip width feet, not with my toes right together. Doesn't matter. You can do it either way. As long as you feel really grounded through the standing foot, it doesn't matter if you start here or here, whichever one you're comfortable with. Loop the left elbow underneath the right, grab onto your shoulders. Okay, just shoulders for this one. And then feel steady through that right leg. It's like you're doing a squat with just the right side. Okay? And then you bind that squat up. And then my left hip's a little tighter than my right, so my left foot won't bind. Pull your navel back towards your spine. See where you can sit a little bit lower. Breathe. Really press down into the left heel. Feel the back of that right leg fire up. 2 more. Cool. Lift up. Press the feet together or hip width apart. It doesn't matter. So let's just literally grab onto the right wrist, push the hips out toward the right side, and start to side bend. So like a back bend, you don't want to crunch into your side bends. You kind of want to like lift from this left side rib cage to help you stretch the right side rib cage, if that makes sense. So it would be a little more here. Turns into not good feelings for me, but then like it might look like that for someone else and feel like it does for me here. So don't worry about what it looks like. Just feel some pull and some lift. Come back to center and then fold. Kind of went off on a tangent there, sorry. Draw your chest forward. As you exhale, press your hands to the floor. Make your way back to your plank or chaturanga. And then eventually back downward dog. And then the left leg goes back and up. And as you exhale, the left foot steps forward between the thumbs. The right knee comes down to the floor. And then you can keep your right toes tucked under or on top of your choice. But do energize left heel and right knee toward one another. Start to find the action of the inner thighs that supports both hips as you're up. And then from there, lift the arms. Turn the upper arm bones in towards your face. So like the pinky fingers come toward the midline. Try to make sure you're not sitting in the low back. You're really lifting. And then from that space where the upper arms are, then take the palms together. And try to keep the upper arms in as you take the thumbs toward the nape of the neck. And then really energize left heel, right knee together. And you start to lift from there. Lifting the back of the heart space toward the ceiling, trying to relax the shoulders and the breath and the thoughts, which are sometimes going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. One more breath. And then slowly start to come out of that and just lubricate Let it go. Shake back and forth. All right, and then you're gonna tuck your right toes under and sit back towards your right heel. And then you can stay right here with a hamstring stretch if you find that to be more effective than a pistol squat. They're two completely different postures. The pistol squat is more of a deep squat balance. This is more of a hamstring stretch, less of a deep squat. So it's your choice, but you can. Let's see if I can come forward here and show this slope again. But you really need to get the foot strong so you can get this sort of toe stand action happening. And then this is length. The heel coming down is length for the Achilles and the calf, more than likely. For some of us, this compression could make this impossible. It depends. The right heel might settle down. You might be able to grab onto that left foot. My right hip tends to be a little bit weaker than my left, but still press down through the right foot. Try to lift the chest. You might fall on your bum. Do your best. Ooh. 2 breaths. All right, set the left foot down and then slowly start to creep forward. Put the hands down onto the floor. Take the left leg all the way up and back. And then as you exhale, step the left foot forward between the thumbs. Take the right heel down onto the floor. Take the right arm up, then the left. So you're coming onto that left heel a little bit more to fire up the back of the left leg. And what wants to happen here is that left sit bone really wants to sort of pull forward toward the left knee. Can you see where you can actually pull, like almost feel like your left knee is pushing forward to the wall in front of me? The right sit bone is moving to my countertop behind me. And then my right inner thigh is moving up this way. Not sinking, lifting, so active. And I can see it. My natural tendency is to move here. Can I move here and elongate both sides of the waist? From there. Take the bend out of the left knee. Take the right hip toward the back wall. Let the right hip roll forward first, so the right thigh bone roll forward, and try to make a nice long line with the left side, taking the left arm up. Right arm up. You know what I meant. But left side really nice and long. And then you're gonna start to turn this right thigh bone out a little bit more. You can even turn the right toes out a little bit more. And you're gonna start to lift from the left side rib cage and find more of a side bend triangle than a lateral flexion triangle. This is more of a side bend. Slowly start to come back up. So triangle here, here. 2 different things. Yes. Anyway, reverse. And then take the left hand down and the right. Step the left toes back to meet the right. Lower down, chaturanga. Breathe in upward facing. And then as you exhale, move back to downward dog for 5. 4. 3. 2. Slowly come to the toes. Take the knees down onto the floor. And then from there, you're gonna interlace the hands behind the back. Do it the opposite way of the way you did before, so the wonky way. And then start to send the fist behind you. Think about cracking a walnut between your shoulder blades. And then you start to lift the hips forward. So you lift the hips up off the heels, almost start to push them forward. And then start to hinge at the hips. Keep pulling the belly back toward the spine. Remain really firm and stable through the feet. Put the head down on to the floor. See where you can look back between your feet or your ankles, rolling in or out. And then from there, start to lift the seat bones again. And really pull in and up on the pelvic floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Slowly start to make your way back. Start to sit up a little bit. Take your right arm over to the left. And the left arm over to the right. And then center your hips, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. And just tuck your chin toward your chest. Breathe. 3. 2. Good. Slowly start to come back up. Loop the right arm in front of the left this time. Just let everything settle for a moment. This can be quite a lot, especially if you're a little chesty. This is like too much. Just, stretch out. Maybe this way, if it's not working. Something that's gonna stretch out the backs of your shoulders, that's all I'm looking for. And then slowly start to make your way back up. And then again, thumbs. Tuck in underneath of the knees. Ish. You'll feel it out as you start to get the head toward the floor. You're gonna be like, this doesn't feel right. If you feel, when you get to the head to the floor, this doesn't feel right, I need to move my hands, and you feel safe enough taking the hands off the floor, then by all means, try other spaces. Once you find a space where they want to land, it's about where your elbow lines up on top of your wrist. Your elbows pull in towards your thigh bones. Your shoulders want to fall down like mine are doing. Loop them back. Keep them looped back. Press down into the hands. And then eventually, legs will go up. You press down through the hands, almost like you were going to stand this up into a handstand. I'm sure there's a yogi out there somewhere who can actually do that. But I was going to push right up to a handstand. There is no way. No, not yet, anyway. Not yet. All right, so just shake it out. Shake it out. We're all on a path to something. Yoga is this beautiful practice where you never perfect it. So let it just be what it is. It's just an opportunity to be present and play. Slowly start to come forward. Tuck your toes, lift your seat bones up and back, take downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Step or lightly hop your feet to the top of your mat. Breathe and lift your chest. As you exhale, fold your forehead into your shins. I'm shedding here. Inhale, lift your arms. As you exhale, take your hands out to the sides, thumbs up. Loop right arm under left. You can take full eagle arm this time. Slowly start to lift that right leg up. So bringing the right knee up toward the elbows for 3 breaths. I want you to point your right toes and press your right sit bone in toward your left sit bone for 2. Good. So from there, slowly start to take that left hand down to the outer edge of your right knee. Unwind the right arm and send the right hand toward the back wall. You can keep your gaze forward for now. Look at your right knee. Press it out into the left hand. Make sure it's not crossing the midline. And then take a deep breath in. Press into your left foot. Stand tall. And as you exhale, maybe you turn the rib cage. Twist a little more. Maybe you grab the right foot. And then start to extend. In a long time. 3 breaths. There we go. 2 breaths. You'll notice I'm gazing at the tip of my nose. And then slowly set that right foot back down. Grab onto your left wrist. Lift the right side rib cage up. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, folds. Inhale, chest lifts forward. Exhale, press the hands to the floor. Step or hop back to a plank. Slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And then take an exhale back, downward facing. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, take the left knee forward to the left wrist. Come down onto the left shin. Take the right toes back in space. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. Feel free to roll out your wrists a little bit. Try to make sure you're not just falling over toward the left side. The right hip will start to lift up away from the floor. See where you can roll the right hip so that it shines down toward the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor, but you want the knee and the front of the thigh bone to be facing down. You can see where you can actively pull the left hip crease back in space. Breathe. 5. 4. And my hair in braids all day. I'm literally shedding everywhere. Sorry. 3. 2. Cool. Slowly start to make your way back up. And then from there, you're just going to come over onto your left hip. Start to reach the right leg forward. Sit tall, which means you may need to bend the right knee. And then you're either going to cross your left foot over top of your right knee. Is that what you're going to do? No, sorry. You're either going to take the left knee down onto the floor. I wanted to offer 2 variations of something that's sort of similar. So you can either Janu Sirsasana, left knee on the floor, or if you're going to work with lotus, pull the left thigh bone in towards you first, lock the knee in hinge, then turn from the thigh bone as the outer edge of your left foot comes into the right hip crease. If your left knee is not facing down toward the floor in lotus, sit tall. You have no business folding forward. You need to just work with the legs with lotus and not add. Just pause. For those of you whose knees are facing down or are in Janu, you can start to hinge forward. But then again, can you think about hinging forward with a back bend? So maybe even try to interlace your elbows behind your head or take those thumbs behind the nape of the neck and keep pushing the head back into the forearms for 3. For 2, keep lifting the head. Slowly start to lift. Good, and then from there, step the right foot down onto the floor. You're gonna press the hands down, lift up through a pistol squat maybe, and then you can either really press down through the foot or, work your way out of that the way it works. Take the left leg all the way up and back again. And then take the left knee over toward the right wrist, kick the left foot through to the right hand, lift the left side rib cage. This is why this is an important action in side bends. It becomes something in a side plank. 3 more breaths. 2. Slowly start to slide the left foot back in space a little bit. Sit down onto the left hip, pardon me. And then you're gonna sit up in a wide-legged forward fold. Isn't that a cute transition? And then you can either stay here or start to hinge forward. What I want you to try to think about is your pelvis. I'll turn and face you here, like a bowl, okay? And if you're leaning back, that bowl is like swooping up towards you. You want to think about trying to get the bowl to spill forward. For those of you whose bowl is spilling forward, tip it right out. Like pour it right out, but then also try to suck the contents of it back in with your navel. So you're pouring something out, but then also trying to be like, pull it in, I like to remain really active through my feet here. Sometimes a bend in the knees is where I'm at, and I feel like I look like a spider when I do it like this, but it feels really good. Okay, so you're about here. And then you're gonna slowly start to come back up, lift that left arm up, start to take that left hand down, press your right foot into the floor, and then so right foot over on the right corner of your mat, you're gonna slowly start to press up to downward facing dog. And then step your left foot down to meet your right foot, lower chaturanga, breathe in for upward facing dog, and then exhale over your toes for downward facing dog. Now I have to try to remember all that on the other side. Bear with me. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Let out a sigh. And then look forward, bend your knees. Step more lightly, hop your feet forward, top of mat. Breathe in, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold over your legs. And then inhale, lift your arms. Take your hands out to the sides, thumbs will be up. Left elbow under right this time. And then slowly start to sit down into the legs. Lift that left knee. Oh, don't sit down. Lift the left knee up toward the elbows. Pull the navel back toward the spine. So you'll notice the natural tendency I have here to roll to the outer edge of the foot. I really need to focus on pressing down through the inner edge of my right foot. Most people do. Pull the left knee in. Yes, toward the elbows, that's where we were at. And then see where you can start to take that right hand to the outer edge of your left knee. And then push the left knee back into the right arm and drop your right shoulder. And then stand tall, pull your navel back toward your spine, gaze to the tip of your nose. So you start to reach your left hand back. And then with each inhale, you want to stand tall, so press your right foot down. With each exhale, twist through the rib cage without pulling the knee across. 3 more breaths. You could also extend if you want. 2 more breaths. Doesn't always work out. Good, and then slowly start to come back through center. Step the left foot down. Grab the right wrist, push the hips out toward the right. Lift through the left side rib cage. Imagine you were doing a side plank with your left arm. And then slowly start to come back up. Exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale, lift the chest forward. As you exhale, press the hands to the floor. Step or hop back to the plank. Really find a suspension bridge in your plank. So you want to think about sliding the hands forward as you push the heels back. And then you can really get into the deep core as you lower. And then lift your chest. And exhale back. Downward dog, it's the right leg that lifts. And then that right knee will come forward behind the right wrist. Settle into a pigeon shape on the right side. So again, the hips are heavy, so sometimes we kind of just want to come down and do this sort of thing. Be better to actually be up a little bit more and a little more centered, I would say. That being said, I don't live in your body. I can't say what feels good or bad for you. I can give you common things I've run into in the 10 years I've been teaching. Breathe for another 3. That was a lie. I think it's been 8. 4. Good. Keep breathing. Shoulders away from ears. Chest moving forward. 3. 2. Good. So you'll slowly just make your way back up. Take your right hand down beside your right waist, lower onto the right side. Take the left leg forward in space. And then you can either work Chandra Sirsasana, which is just like tree with the legs. The right foot is inside the left thigh. Or if you're going to work the lotus variations, try not to work it from this space, but actually take the knee back up first. Really lift the foot up off the floor, like lock your knee in hinge, and then do all of the action here by turning the right thigh bone out and then drawing the right thigh bone in. Shouldn't feel anything at the knee there. So if your right knee is sitting way up, please don't lean forward. What you want to do, sit up tall, pull your belly back toward your spine, and think about the action from the hip. Once the knee starts to talk at you, stop. Stop. If the knee is down and you have the space to lean forward, I recommend the thumb to back. Push the chest forward. Press the back of the heart forward to the top of your left foot. Try to relax your shoulders. If this one's not working to relax your shoulders, take this one. If that's not working either, try here. Slowly start to come back up. And then you'll press down into the right foot. Unwind. Left leg goes back. Take the right leg all the way up and back. And then take the right knee over towards your left elbow. Come to the inner edge of your back foot. Take that right foot forward. You can kick it far forward for now. Lift through the right side rib cage. Think about what you did doing during side bending. It's just this. And then slowly start to draw the right foot back so it's actually in line with your right hip. And then you'll slowly start to lower the right hip toward the floor. Try to stay out of the right shoulder so you're not here. And then just roll up to a seat. Good. And then you can just sort of rock back and forth a little bit, get the kinks out. And then you can either stay upright or try to stay upright. Or you could, if the pelvic bowl is tipping forward, then you could move into it from side to side. I always find that's kind of a cool sensation. I'm feeling out what is moving within the body to make me move. Explore a little bit more. So you can stay in stillness if that's your thing. Or you could move around a little bit. Ooh, that's interesting. Linger. Okay. So let's just come back out. And then let me think here. The right hand's gonna go to the upper right corner. The left foot's gonna go to the back left corner. And then you just sort of push up and take the right foot back. And then take the right foot down. Come forward, planche. And then exhale down to your belly. Good. Take your hands back by your waist. Just set your chin onto the floor. And let your neck, the front of your neck, just elongate. Let the shoulders roll forward. If this is too much, put your forehead on the floor. Breathe here for another 3. 2. Start to bend your knees. Press your hands down beside your low ribs. Push back into a child's pose. And then, if you want to try the tripod headstand again, you can. Or if you found this, it's almost like lion's breath, and then weird cat pose, and then lion's breath, and then weird cat pose with shoulders away from ears. A lot of weight in hands. A lot of weight in hands. You can play with that. Or you can play around with the headstand. So, again, you really tuck in. Head on the floor. What you want to avoid is this in the shoulders. Let the hands press firmly down. Scoop the elbows in towards your thigh bones and then broaden through your collarbones. And then slowly start to take weight forward to your head. But I want you to already think about trying to push into the hands. To take a handstand. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Don't lose your hands. 4. And then try to do a big kegel. And then come down. Slowly just take a child's pose for a few breaths, especially if you were upside down. And then you'll come onto your back. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Just gently rock a little side to side. Take a couple heavy sighs. And then take, any other closing postures you feel like you might want. And then you'll make your way into Shavasana. Any shape you want in Shavasana. Could be feet together, knees apart, feet wide, knees in. It could be legs against the wall. You have a handy wall over here. By the way, this handy wall over here might make an appearance in a handstand workshop soon. I think it's a good idea. I really do. Start to just, settle into your space. I'm going to turn up the lights in my space, sort of get that mood in here. Take a couple heavy sighs. Flutter your lips. Notice how you feel in your body. Notice how good just the freedom to move around on your mat was. think a freedom that we're able to explore a little more at home. We know no one else is watching. And I think that with such a little screen as well, you're watching me less and feeling you more. Notice how much freedom comes with that. Freedom to explore, freedom to test fear, freedom to opt out. Freedom to take the more nourishing or challenging side of a posture, or really try to seek out that balance in the middle. Start to tap back into your breathing. Tap into the way that feels moving in and out of your body. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and notice every sensation as your body starts to come back to life. You can do any other ritualistic ways that you have of getting out, or ways that just feel good at the moment. And then slowly just come to a seat. And take your hands together in front of your heart, bring your forehead lightly to your fingertips. Giving yourself a moment of silent gratitude for coming onto your mat, giving yourself the freedom to pause, explore, play, be. Send out silent gratitude into the world and take in gratitude from me for being here. And we'll take a final deep breath together. Inhale. And just exhale all the way. Try not to lose space. As you exhale, just soften all the way to the pelvic floor. Namaste. Thank you, lovely humans. So yeah, connect, send through connection. I'm seeking connection. So if you did the video, then like, I don't know, send me a little like photo of you doing it or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go back into my bed cave, but now I can feel good about it because I moved. If you guys want to send any donations, you can send them over to the link in my bio on my website, or to amorley9@gmail.com. That works as well. Also, I'm taking plant trimmings. I'm looking to make a jungle in my bedroom. So if that's something you got, let me know. Otherwise, send me a wave, send me a hey, what's up, send me a that was great, send me a you missed this on that side, and I'll be like, oh man, I knew it. I actually don't think I did miss anything. Anyway, stay well, stay safe, stay sane, move your bodies. Love you. Bye.